the most adaptable organisms have systems by which they have many independent sensors that are going around looking at the world and responding to it. And that's why I use the octopus a lot as a metaphor in this discussion. Octopuses show this very well. Now, octopuses do have, you may be amazed to know, a very remarkable central nervous system and central brain. So their central controller is not all that different than ours. It's cognitive, it can solve problems, they have a great brain. But when they swim over a coral reef, they don't use that wonderful mind to shout orders and say, arm 1, turn purple, arm 2, turn kind of bluish purple, and arm 3, turn magenta. Rather, they have millions of skin cells spread out across their skin. These are the independent sensors, and they're each responding individually to what the skin cell is next to so that it's matching the color and shape of the reef right around it, and then collectively, all those skin cells acting independently are giving the octopus as a whole its camouflage. This is not unlike at all our immune system, which has a bunch of cells running around our body, looking for invaders and responding to them without a lot of back and forth to our central brain. So this decentralized organization of observing the world allows you to see change from a lot of different perspectives, not just from the one central controller perspective. When we're faced with risks in society, we tend to do the opposite. We tend to centralize. We tend to peel back into small groups of so-called experts. We do things like create the Department of Homeland Security, which is exactly the opposite of an octopus organization. It is centralized, it's top-down, all these boxes having to report up and down the chain of command to get anything done. And it's no wonder the first major security test after 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, the big question was, well, where's FEMA? Where's the Federal Emergency Management Agency? You want to find FEMA, you got to look in the org chart. There it is, buried in that stack of boxes. So it's no wonder that this agency could not be as responsive as it would have liked to have been. Now, you want to see the opposite of that, because I don't just want to say, and I never say in the book, that it's only nature that gets this right. There are a lot of organizations in our society that get this right. There's a lot of people who get this right. Google is an organization that was built from the bottom up, from the top down, from its inception as an adaptable organization. One of the things Google has done is require that every manager that works for them, every engineer, spend 20% of their time doing something completely different from what they were hired to do. Those are called 20% projects. They can go off and do anything. And one of those 20% projects uses the other part of Google, which is this amazing capacity to use all of us as these semi-independent sensors responding to change in the environment. One of the things they do with us is look at when we're searching for flu-related terms, like, does my kid have flu? What are flu symptoms? What are flu remedies? And when they do that, they can get a trace of when people are searching a lot for these terms and when people are not searching a lot for these terms. It turns out that this trace, this trend, matches up perfectly with the CDC, the Center for Disease Control's flu trend data, with one important exception. The CDC is a big, centralized, bureaucratic organization. They've got to send out surveys to doctors and hospitals, get those surveys back to Atlanta, compile them, do statistics on them, publish them, and they give you the same data that Google Flu Trends can give you, except Google Flu Trends can give it to you 2 weeks earlier. That's a massive advantage if you're talking about a potential pandemic flu. And that's the power of having a lot of observers out there.